Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Eli and Lani returned for a celebration. Chanel stood alone in Horton Town Square, staring at the closed sign on Sweet Bits. She sniffed as Lani neared. Chanel hugged Lani, and the sisters said how much they missed each other. Lani assured Chanel that Eli and the kids had already arrived, but she was curious as to why Chanel appeared to be crying. Chanel admitted that she would be closing the bakery. Lani guessed it couldn't be due to slow business, and Chanel revealed that she and Johnny were leaving Salem. The sisters sat at a table while Chanel updated Lani on Johnny's job. Lani was relieved she had arrived in time to say goodbye, and Chanel joked that Lani had planned her arrival so she wouldn't have to help with packing. Lani inquired about Paulina and the baby, and Chanel informed her sister that the baby was fine and that she had been unable to remain angry with Paulina. Lani was relieved that everything appeared to be going well for the family, but she knew Paulina would miss her daughter. Chanel expected EJ would react negatively to Johnny's leaving. At the Demera estate, EJ went for a drink, followed by Stefan. EJ cynically questioned Stefan if he was attempting to make up for their childhood apart, since his brother had been following him like an annoying child desperate for attention. Stefan wanted to hear how EJ's meeting with Paulina went. EJ felt confident he had resecured his job, and Stefan remarked that EJ needed to be certain since Stefan was prepared to expose his brother. As Stefan waved the envelope at EJ, Johnny entered the room. Johnny noticed the tension, but ascribed it on EJ losing his job to Kristen. Stefan made a sarcastic remark about EJ losing stuff that did not belong to him, before excusing himself to visit Jude. Johnny apologized for Kristen and Stefan's behavior, but EJ indicated he was used to it. Johnny updated EJ about Chanel's doctor's appointment. After EJ offered Johnny access to Nicole's library of baby books, Johnny nervously stated that he had some news. Johnny revealed that he had accepted an offer from his favorite filmmaker in Los Angeles to work on a superhero film. "If I wanted to watch Men in Tights, I'd go to the ballet and not the cinema," EJ said with a grumble. Johnny stated he didn't expect his father's blessing, but EJ surprised him by granting it regardless. EJ claimed that he loved Johnny's convictions and respected his son's resolve to pursue his aspirations, despite his own reservations. Johnny was grateful for EJ's support. EJ encouraged his son to keep the people he loved close or risk regretting it. Jada caught up with Stefan outside the Brady pub. She was aware of Stefan's hopes that Clyde would turn over evidence to liberate Gabby. Stefan sneered, claiming that such an outcome was impossible. Jada said that she had a plan to gain Clyde's cooperation. Jada advised Stefan approach Clyde and offer to help the felon relaunch his drug operation. An incredulous Stefan wanted to know why a detective was urging him to engage in illicit activities alongside a killer. Jada reasoned that Clyde was greedy and desperate, therefore he needed someone who knew how to manage his narcotics. Stefan didn't believe Clyde would be stupid enough to fall for it, and he was concerned about what Clyde may do to Gabby if the criminal realized Stefan had deceived him again. Jada cautioned Stefan that if he rejected down the offer, he might be giving up his sole chance to secure Gabby's release. When Stefan hinted that he had another option, Jada demanded that he reveal what he had prepared. Stefan dismissed the remark and emphasized that he wanted no more interaction with Clyde. Jada pressed him to share the idea he had in mind. Stefan continued to dodge, so Jada concluded he was planning to break Gabby out of prison. Stefan stated that he had given it some thought but decided it was not a good idea. He advised Jada that the less she knew, the better off she would be. Jada reminded Stefan that the cops could help. He objected, claiming that the previous time he requested police assistance, his wife was imprisoned for a crime she did not commit. He rebuffed Jada again and fled. Paulina exclaimed about the decorations of her and Abe's apartment. While she was delighted to be enjoying both her anniversary and Juneteenth, she was less pleased to have to say goodbye to Chanel. Abe reminded Paulina that Chanel and Johnny were about to start on a new adventure with their baby. Someone knocked on the door, and Paulina, thinking it was Chanel and Johnny, told them to come in. Paulina and Abe were overjoyed when Eli arrived with Carver and Jules in his arms. Eli, Paulina, Abe, and the grandchildren shared grins and hugs. Eli inquired about the banner that read, "Goodbye and good luck," and Paulina replied that she will tell him about it later. Eli said that he and Lani had planned to surprise Paulina and Abe, and he assured that Lani would arrive shortly. When Eli mentioned Lani stopping by to meet her sister, Paulina looked anxious. Paulina wondered why Lani had requested to see Chanel separately. Eli confessed that Lani had been aware of the friction between Paulina and Chanel, but he swiftly assured Paulina that Lani understood Paulina's actions. Eli was pleased to learn that Paulina and Chanel had made amends. Paulina admitted that she was still heartbroken because she would soon lose her baby. Paulina complained about the film not being shot in Chicago because the city had been good enough for Oprah. Lani and Chanel arrived, and Lani corrected her estimate that Paulina wanted Johnny's movie relocated to Chicago. Paulina, Abe, and Eli hugged the new arrivals again, and Eli informed Chanel that the twins had fallen asleep. Lani mentioned the concerned citizens of Salem to Paulina right as Johnny arrived. After Paulina chastised Johnny for taking away her child and grandson, Johnny revealed that someone in his family had wanted to attend the celebration, his father. EJ entered, grinning, and asked Paulina if there was room at the table for him. Paulina scowled. As the rest of the party chatted, EJ approached Paulina and Abe, praised Chanel's efforts for Johnny, and thanked them for putting aside their differences and allowing him to stay. Paulina scowled at EJ, wondering if by differences, he meant her impending recall. EJ smirked and stated that the concerned citizens were growing restless, but he believed that his dismissal from DiMera provided Paulina with the ideal opportunity to reinstate him as district attorney. Paulina slammed EJ's blackmail attempts, which he described to as quid pro quo. Abe clapped back, "I'd like to tell you where to stick your quid." As things heated up, Eli approached and inquired if there was an issue. EJ reassured Eli that everything was all right and offered the DiMera plane to anyone who wished to make future visits to Los Angeles. Eli called the offer generous and told Paulina he was taking the twins to see Julie. After Eli left, EJ contacted Paulina again and asked if they could resolve the issue of his employment for the sake of family harmony. Or, EJ thought, would he have to use tough love to get my way? Later, Stefan had a drink at the mansion. EJ returned, and Stefan debated whether he should phone Nicole. EJ told his brother that wasn't necessary and declared himself the DA again. He also confirmed that his first item of business would be to reopen Gabi's case. He toasted a pleased Stefan. Back at the flat, Paulina was on the phone. She informed an enraged Melinda that the DA worked at the mayor's pleasure and that Paulina's decision could not be reversed. When she recommended another position for Melinda as head of sanitation, she hung up. Paulina rejoined her family, who were gathered around 3 cakes that Chanel had cooked. Abe wanted to celebrate the Juneteenth cake by reading a poem. He recited Christina K's "We Rose" as everyone in attendance meditated on the words. Abe concluded with the statement, "Dream we did, act we must." When he finished, the entire group blew out the candles and cheered.